What's up, guys? So recently, all of my concerts that I had planned for this year got either canceled or postponed. Um, I should have, we all kind of saw it coming, but still sad. So basically, what can we do through these trying times is to us as a community, the heavy metal hard rock community that we are, enjoy the music that we have, and to know that we will get through this, and it sucks. Um, you know, Pretty much every tour that was scheduled for this year has been canceled or will be canceled. It's just really unfortunate, but just it's all we can do right now is enjoy the music that we love, and just know that it will get better. Um, Now that I've done my little public service announcement, today I'm going to be talking about Tremonti's second studio album, Cauterize. And as always, I'm going to kind of tell you what you need to know for the album, and then we'll just jump into the track by track. Um, so some stuff happened um, between All I Was and this album. Um, First of all, they went and got Tremonti went and got a real bass player to play on this album. They've He was able to make this album in a timely manner. He had time to actually write this album and just kind of do what he wanted more. As opposed to the last album, he kind of had to make it quickly. Like I said, it was kind of, if you watched my All I Was review, he kind of did this on a shoestring budget. So he had time to just kind of do what he wanted more on this album. Went and got a real bass player by the name of Wolfgang Van Halen. Yes, the son of legendary guitarist Eddie Van Halen. Um, yeah, he went and got a real bass player, so Eric doesn't have to play bass on this album. And another thing that was very interesting. I told you guys that um, he had more room to breathe on this album, as far as like he wasn't in a hurry or anything. So much so that he wrote so many wrote so many excuse me wrote so many songs that this album was potentially supposed to be a double album, because he had so much material. But he decided to release Cauterize in 2015, and then the follow up, Dust, which I'm sure I'll be talking about soon, in 2016. Both 10 songs apiece, but we'll kind of get to the third album when we get there. So yeah, with that in mind, new bass player, um, 10 tracks. Let's second studio album, Carterize. Let's jump into this. So first song on the album is called Radical Change, and it doesn't take you long to notice that he didn't just copy the formula on All I Was and just kind of call it good. The the intro riff, it just like grabs you by the hand, and it's just it's got a very different sound from the first album, but still very speed and very good. It's The production on this album is definitely different. I don't know all the technical terms, but you can definitely tell that he took his time making this album, and the producer, Michael Basquet, definitely took the time to kind of polish things up, fine tuning here and there, and just bottom line tried to make it different than All I Was. It's not a carbon copy of the first album, which is very good. But the song itself, the riff is just, it's straightforward, but it's like nothing too technical, but it's super fast. The lyrics are very good. Um, and the first solo, there's two solos on this song, and the first solo on this song is done by Eric, um, who didn't play any solos on the first album. Um, he played quite a bit of solos on this album, which is nice, to have him included. Another way that this album just expands. It's a pretty good solo. Mark has a second solo on the back half of the song, which is better. But yeah, I mean, you can tell just first first song on the album, just the growth of this band, and it's amazing. Second song on the album is called Flying Monkeys, and I know, odd title. Basically, there's no kind of repeating words that could have been the title, and I'm um, not going to go too much in just how the title came to be, but very good song. Just kind of the polar opposite of Radical Change. This is just a slow pounding, just, I mean, the riff just kind of, the slow pounding riff just kind of carries the entire song. And it reminds me of Sad But True by Metallica. Just like the slow, like everything has room to breathe. It's a very, very good song. The lyrics are good. The chorus is very melodic, and it might turn some people off. Some people say it's too melodic. I like the song as a whole. Very brooding, just that sludgy pace. It's great. It's a great song. Next song on the album is the title track, Cauterize. And right off the bat, I mean, this is nothing against the other songs. This is by far, no questions about it, my favorite song on the album. The first that first riff, it's just like, it's so distorted and fast, and it's just like, damn, I mean, it hits you, but like in a different way than Radical Change does. It's like, wow, it's just the distortion on that. He's definitely got some kind of effect, and he's just a really fast riff. It's just amazing. And then the lyrics, I mean, both verses are amazing. The Sorry, let me adjust my camera. Um, both verses are amazing. The chorus is amazing. The bridge is fantastic. Just kind of the simple heavy riff that the bridge is, that is what the bridge is. That makes sense, right? Um, and then the lyrics on top of the bridge are fantastic. And then just when you thought you've heard it all, the last 30-45 seconds of the song takes a completely different turn. um, Basically all heavy elements, and the drums, as a matter of fact, just kind of like drop out of the song. I mean, they just kind of like bottom out, but like what you're hearing, like there's a purpose to it, and it's a good purpose. It's basically just like Tremonti playing some clean guitar, but the clean guitar is very interesting. It's not just like your typical, I'm gonna sing over some clean guitar type thing. He's playing some very interesting melodic clean guitar sections, and he's Wolfgang Van Halen's playing his bass right underneath, and his bass adds a lot to the outro. Yeah, the outro is fantastic. Best song on the album, just kind of like ticks off all the boxes. Just fantastic song. Next song on the album is called Arm Yourself, and this is the first sense of kind of filler. It's not a bad song by any means, but it's just kind of filler. The lyrics are good. A man who fears to suffer twice, the fear has surely died. Like, if you learn from your mistakes and you conquer your fears, then like you're no longer afraid of that thing, and you're willing to like, face it head on and conquer it. I mean, excuse me, the lyrics are good. The riff isn't too memorable. The bridge is just kind of meh. I mean, it's a good song, but it's definitely. I mean, if you want to skip it occasionally, I get it. Next song on the album is called Dark Trip, and wow, um, this probably should have changed positions with Arm Yourself because I don't know if we should have got a filler song on the fourth track of the album. But anyway, that's a very small, just kind of thing that I noticed. Dark Trip, very very good. I mean the intro is very moody, very dark, like nothing you would hear on the first album. Just production wise, this song is amazing, and just that creepy, spooky effect, just haunting that he's able to get on the guitar intro is amazing. The lyrics are fantastic. Just someone who don't really know how to explain the song because I'm on the spot and whatever. But yeah, the lyrics are fantastic. The solo on this song is just he just rips into that solo, and the solo is so emotional. It's a very, very, very good solo. One of the highlights of the album. Just as a song as a whole, definitely a highlight, a huge highlight. Moody and melodic, but yeah, a big, big song on the album. Next song on the album is called Another Heart, and this was the first single. It very much sounds like a first single. You take the first singles, or the first single on the first album, You Waste Your Time, and So You're Afraid, the second single on the first album. It's very kind of similar in nature. The song structure is very similar. The solo on this song is fantastic. Just very, very, very good. I like the bridge section. Just the Wolfgang Van Halen actually came up with that bridge section. Just another great example of this kind of being more of a collective effort than kind of Mark just kind of being forced to kind of put all the pieces together on the first album. Just a very collective effort. It sounds like a first single, but it's still a very, very, very good song. Next song on the album is called Fall Again, and this without a doubt has become the most skipped album. Excuse me, the most skipped song on the album for me. Um, the intro with kind of the guitar swells is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of like Orion by Metallica, but like it's nowhere near as good. So like the thing I'm comparing the two, I'm just kind of comparing the guitar swells um, in the intro, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a decent song. The chorus is kind of what makes me skip it. Fall Again. He just kind of repeats that, and if you're gonna have a song that repeats the chorus, like you better have a kind of redeeming quality about a song that makes you want to come back to it. And this song doesn't really have a whole lot of redeeming qualities. I like it's in the second verse. The moment we weaken is the moment we lose. I like that vocal line. Um, the solos are just kind of meh. It just doesn't, like I said, it doesn't. This song doesn't make you want to like listen to it again on repeat or anything. Decent song, kind of filler. Yeah. Next song on the album is called Tie the Noose. And I kind of put this in the same category as Arm Yourself, but this is a better song than Arm Yourself, I'd say. The intro riff is just kind of like it's heavy and it's fast, but it's not like too memorable, too special. I like the lyrics. Um, uh, you know, trying to think of some lyrics. um, from the song. Gosh. This is a one take review, as sure you guys know. Sorry, I'm rambling on. Good song. Like I said, I kind of put it in the vein of Arm Yourself. Good song, not a great song, but better than Fall Again. So I mean, we're getting on the right track here. So next song on the album is called Sympathy. Definitely the ballad of the album. Um, it's kind of got this happy feel, but it's not like too. It's not like overly done. It's not overly like poppy. Um, Kind of reminds me of New Way Out, but from the last album, but definitely takes a different direction. Just embracing the new album feel as a whole. Very very good song, very uplifting. Kind of reminds me of like an Alter Bridge, uplifting ballad sort of thing. Very 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 good song. And the last song on the album is called Providence. Um, can't believe this video is so short. I mean, we're coming up on the last song. It's called Providence, and this is a very, very, very interesting song. It was kind of supposed to be the title track, but basically no one else in the band thought it was, no one liked the name Providence for the album. So Mark, instead of like being a dictator and was like, this is my solo project, so like this is how it's gonna be, the album turned out to be named Cauterize. Anyway, it's a very interesting, because it's kind of the quote unquote epic of the album. I mean, I believe it's like just under 6 minutes, like 5.5 minutes. So it's kind of like a mini epic, but it's epic nonetheless. Um, Very, very, very good song. It's just kind of got the structure of just an epic song. I mean, the verses are fantastic. The chorus is fantastic. One part of this song that did kind of let me down was the solo. Um, and to be a big epic song on a guitar player solo album, I was expecting a whole lot more from this solo. Um, and it just kind of let me down. It's just kind of meh. It's like it barely even sounds like a guitar solo, which is weird, but you're just gonna have to go listen to it. But other than that, very 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 good song, very good way to close the album with on this just big epic note. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's it for the album. So some closing thoughts. Um, so yeah, just some closing thoughts for the album. This I this is definitely a step up from All I Was. You can tell that he definitely wasn't resting on his morals. He could have easily just kind of made this a carbon copy of All I Was, but he didn't do that. Yeah, and you can definitely tell that with the addition of Wolfgang on bass and just the fact that he had more time to make this album, it was just a very much a collaborative effort, and the album definitely benefited from that. Um, I had one more point. Sorry, guys. I guess I'm just kind of scatterbrained today. Oh, yeah. To go off my first point. Everything that was great about the first album just kind of made this album even better. He used the first album as a blueprint and just kind of like went from there and said, how can we make this better? Um, he just better, more interesting song arrangements. The fact that Eric was able to contribute with solos, and like I just said, it was a more collaborative effort. Um, so yeah, that pretty much wraps up the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and God bless.